It's so true, isn't it? And it's so strange to think as well that we could be here in 2, 3, 4 months time, even 6 months down the road, and the competitive landscape could just be completely changed. I mean, it's confirmed that we're heading into open beta, of course, if not next month, then the month thereafter. So at some point we're going to have that big old influx of players. Maybe somebody who's playing Steam Next Fest out there right now for the first time could be on our screens. But on our screens, we've got a regular drop path this time around, but we swatted glider engines as your storm shift. So, you know, still, the threat is still there of spiking, of course, Chef, but for those long distance journeys across the way, you're covered.
Yeah, that's going to be a big advantage as far as if there's any of the teams, especially if we get a little bit later on that need to kind of just play for like a spot where there's not like a really great opportunity to revive, or if they can get the most wanted and they just want to try and run away, try to be sneaky in spots, I should say, where you're not expecting people to be running away, or it's a little bit harder to grab them because they're just so far in the air. But I do got to say, I'm disappointed we didn't see any big tree plays last game.
I mean, what even is a big tree play? More on that later as we're immediately into the fray here. We got Snorse and Darts Live, of course. Snorse, one of our fabled representatives from North America, and thank you so much for their kindness in signing up for this, because cross-continental carnage wouldn't be cross-continental without them. But I mean, to be fair, it might be without them in very short succession. They might be our first team down in the first 2 minutes, trying to run away. Main Jam trying to get the slow, but this is simply too much harassment. Level 2 versus level 1. Felix on Felix violence, but somebody has been able to get away. So Snorse do indeed survive, and check it out there at the bottom left of the map, I think.
Oh, yeah. I actually thought they were completely wiped to that point, but it looks like they will stay at least alive. That's always tough to start off, though, playing from the back foot the entire time. Luckily, there doesn't seem to be too many teams down there in their area, so they should be able to get a little bit of a recovery, hopefully, and we can see them a little bit later, because like you said, it's great to see. I've loved a lot of the teams in the previous games, the previous show matches that have come in from other regions, knowing that they're playing on ping, but they're just hungry to play. They're hungry to compete.
Absolutely. So, checking in for a little bit with Loki as they hit level 4, the level cap, of course. And I know there's a lot of you out there who are going to be learning about SUPERVIVE for the first time. The level caps certainly caught me out. No level 5 unless you can find books to read in Academy. A mention of our souls for game number 2 here of the day. XP Soul, so same as last game, but we have Armor Soul this time, so that armor regen out of combat. And Snorse, meanwhile, heading right to the south of Skyrats Run, well out of danger, going to get that full revive off.
This is quite the opposite of what we saw before. While there's some teams almost close to each other, last game we saw that huge traffic jam up in the north where everybody was trying to chase the storm and ended up running into each other. This time, most teams are pretty evenly split. Only in maybe like the southwest do we see two teams within danger of fighting each other, and they are going to meet each other very soon. It's going to be Dart Live and Aldi X Iceland.
2 of our top 4 from last game at it again. And Aldi X Iceland, interestingly, taking the immediate retreat, but you can see why. Because Trutnax was actually well out of position. It was 3v4, and so clearly not wanting to take the fight. It's going to be Darts Live who are the beneficiaries, picking up that sand wall. Kaiju grab immediately, though, and then into the queue. That's going to be an immediate knock onto La Prevence. Is going to be Collect Esports. They're picking it up with the strike. The last survivor for this team in game number 2. Looking to find another knock, though. We've got the lovely flank from Trutnax here as they find their second, indeed, on Buyer Method, and that's going to force Darts Live out of there.
And in the meantime, even if they were going to continue that fight, which clearly Darts Live was not willing to do that with only 2 members, being able to capture that base camp was a really, really cool little advantage, having that high ground, having that extra vision, the healing, etc., everything about it. So they are just going to hold full position there. And once again, Aldi X Iceland taking kind of an early lead as far as experience.
Oh, Diablo friends on Snorse. It's Snorse again, who are in all snorts of trouble. Don't worry, I'll workshop it, folks. But it feels like once again they've been able to get away. Main Jam here we can see as a wisp hanging 10. And there we go. It's Bernice who's been able to get away, presumably with that myth ability to walk through walls. No ability. Actually, no, because that resets. Never mind. I'm talking nonsense. They got away. End of.
I do love Mano in the patch notes when they were talking about Miss Mobility. They said, if you get caught, that's on you. But Dart Live right now trying to get away. Just Jatis just barely escaping waiting, but it does look like they will be caught. Oh no, just barely able to get the double jump. Oh, can they make it? Oh, it was a great attempt at an escape. I gotta say, the positioning and mobility was beautiful, but there were just too many people after them.
And that's their sound wall. Ability name, Workshop at Theorycraft. That's their sand wall gone as well. So although they do remain in the game, that's a shame. The item that they were able to snatch off AldiX Iceland have now picked up off the aisle floor themselves. But yeah, you're spot on, Chef. A much, I wouldn't say slower game, because we've already had a lot of engagement so far, but no haphazardness. You can definitely tell that the teams are more interested in buying themselves a bit of space. As soon as I say that, it's Swayze and KCS.
This is an awkward place to engage from, though, for sure. And it does look like we're actually just going to see a retreat. Just trying to make sure that we're going to hit a kind of nice spot. We're only, I think, about 30 seconds away from the next day cycle. So everybody wants to make sure that they're not going to get in those awkward engagements where the level cap raises in the middle of the fight, or you're not quite able to like kind of hit your maximum power as other people are already there from having the XP from team fights or academy or whatnot.
Moving in, Hunting Tuna. Lovely block on Mechy Mech here as average duo enjoyers. It's the wrong game mode for them, isn't it? Or I guess it's two duos. I don't know. Who am I to judge? I'm not their mothers. But Choip does need to get out of there. And they're not going to get out of there. Never mind. Snipe jar from the crouch. Hudson's bad, I hear.
Oh no, that's really unfortunate, though. They do manage to run, and this can be the best thing that you can do, is you can have a team that's chasing you kind of run into another team, as Hunting Friends is going to be able to take this engagement on this bridge. And what is this? They're just completely splitting up. That may have been an attempt to kind of, I guess I could say, distract. Yeah, we're going to see the nuke to just build a little bit of space for them. They sent one of their members to just run through the back line, say, hey, come chase me, while everybody else escaped. And a worthy sacrifice, I guess.
Oh, you can tell that Synoid has the experience of some of those top lobbies, because much earlier than game number one, we have a soul in pocket. That's Armor Soul to Diablo Friends. We'll watch out for them later. Right now, it's Tarts Live and AldiX Iceland, who simply cannot get enough of each other right now. Level 6s and a level 5 for Collect there, but it's level 4s for this Darts Live team. They can't just fully back up, otherwise they are going to be chased down, so they kind of have to face it head on into the mid line. We've got that Felix loses about half health, but it doesn't look good, honestly. Labrivance is going to get out of there, but unfortunately, Datrice has to pay with it for his life. Collect Esports moving in now, finds the bomb, gets a little stun onto the void. Trutnax looking for the flank once again. Bias looking for XP, but they simply can't afford to waste the time. It's a knock for a knock. Trutnax finds a third, but Biomethod is out of there.
Yeah, it does look like they should be able to pretty safely get away, able to lose. Oh, wait a minute, there's another engagement here, as we're going to see KCS push in, but oh my goodness, immediately getting spiked, getting a little bit too aggressive, seeing that they were going to be fighting a 4v3, but now, at best, they're going to be able to get a 3v3, and not a fun place to fight. A whole lot of big gaps that they're going to have to get over. I don't know if they're going to want to take this engagement, especially now that they've kind of evened the playing field.
I'm playing weather forecaster here. The second Meteor Soul has arrived in the pockets of, Diablo Friends. They've picked up both of them. Who are you? The last door. Meanwhile, nuke coming down from the skies. It's another weather update, and Earth shatters about. Double kill for Synoid on main jam, and Bernice, who burns in it. A third kill on Soper. Diablo Friends, brutal and rancid death, might just be facing it in a little bit, desperately trying to get away as Synoid chases them down and finds the spike, snorts out at 10.
Only Synoid was necessary for that fight. That was gross. I mean, not literally, but it was pretty much their KOs. But, they're going to be fighting now. AldiX Iceland, who did manage to get the revive, but the big Kaiju grab to move everybody over to that west side. Immediately, one of the members is going to go down, Collect Esports very quickly. This is an awkward spot, though, on the bridge that breaks, and they're jumping over, trying to chase Mika, who should be able to at least guide most of them away, but there's just so much of a chase. Oh, the jellyfish! Oh, they're able to not quite get away there.
Oh, but look at this, KCS. Oh, they do sense an opportunity, and they have completely capitalized on it with 1 kill, but now they're sitting nice and pretty on the revive tower. Arcane going to work with that Kingpin. Tries to find the Kaiju grab, doesn't quite get it, but now a third party incoming. Average Duo Enjoyers chasing after this Scarlet Red team instead of going after Sinoid. Diablo Friends looking good. Average Duo Enjoyers recognizing the problem that they've basically sown for themselves. But what on earth is this duel doing? Carnage ensues in the mana coils.
Diablo Friends really trying to push their way back into that fight, but in the end, honestly, for how many people were there and how close they were to the storm, the approaching storm, there were not any knocks, really. I mean, as far as things go, I think maybe there was 1 altogether, but there could have been a whole lot more chaos than that. And look, we're gonna actually see DuckTales be kind of within positioning to potentially have to take, well, not this fight, but try to run away. They don't want to take the fight, obviously, as they do not have their full party. Was that that was a big attempt to engage from below. It looks like they will be able to take at least the Celeste down, but 1 should escape.
So, still 9 teams up as we pass the 10-minute mark, but for how much longer? Because honestly, space is getting congested and teams are getting antsy. Darts Live versus Average Duo Enjoyers as DuckTales exit stage right. Just a couple of pot shots across the way, but no real necessity to go and engage at this moment in time.
Yeah, again, we're hitting the spot where we're 40 seconds away from day 4. And so you want to either use your level advantage while you've got it right now, or try to just stay alive until you can even up that level advantage with the level cap increase. And I think that's why we're starting to see a little bit less, I was going to say aggression, but there's a big engagement off the bat.
I'm afraid to say that off-screen, DuckTales did indeed meet their demise, down to 8 teams as Darts Live now turns their attention to hunting Tuna, rotating left. They've got a little bit of space to work with as the circle continues to encroach. Just a general update overall now we can see here, not really much in the way of Eastern teams, but our SUPERVIVE Kings are out and Loki is out. Double elimination in quick succession.
Oh yeah, they must have not had too many people all together. Now we're starting to see these teams, they're gonna have to kind of meet each other, and we are gonna see a fight here, a little bit of gatekeeping, although we did see a huge grab coming in. They are gonna be able to get at least 1 KO, but there's just so many members on the right side of a third team, honestly. Is this the last member alive? No, it looks like we're gonna at least see 1 more member of that team. Oh yeah, wait, is that them right there? No, wait, who's left?
Wisps. They'd all be eliminated if it was just
Crouch,
but
where are they?
Confirmation. Where are they indeed? Well, right now, Average Duo Enjoyers can only see Diablo Friends. Beautiful bounce up, going for it. Zeph Ultimate buys some time. Big nuke down as well to just give themselves that extra real estate. Very scary moment for Diablo Friends, who retreat to the safety of a base camp. Close, but not close enough, Average Duo Enjoyers.
Did they not actually take that base camp? The Diablo Friends, they all walked off of it before they got it. Yeah. Okay, they're taking it now. They're like, wait a minute, I thought you were going to stay there. But another fight up here in the north, and LDX Iceland, they're not the ones being aggressive this time. They do have the level advantage. They could attempt to fight this, but for whatever reason, they're choosing not to take that engagement quite yet.
I'm guessing their power situation or their item situation doesn't look too healthy for Darts Live either, as Labrivance falls. Another Kaiju grab here onto this pink team. Half Ghosts have survived a lot later than they did in game number 1, and they're trying to get this revive off with the Aluna, Sandwall, and anti-heal, and down to half health. They try to shift away, but Lois, I'm afraid, is going to go down into the night. It's 5 teams left.
Yeah, they did manage to get further, which is a nice little increase, but just not quite there. And Dark Live, they've got a few members just trying to run away. That's a scary place. They're going to try to get a revive. Oh, and we see a little bit of a pick-off as well up there. So just average duo enjoyers, they're getting like 1 and 2 KOs here and there, which is pretty perfect for a duo enjoying team.
Wow, scot-free revive off the heart. Darts Live, I love the boldness, but unfortunately you're going to get down to 3 players yet again. Make that 2 almost. Biomethod falls. Detrice falls. Sinoid on this oath doing the work as Labrivance and Ace go their separate ways, or do they? Do they actually stick together? No, they are indeed going to go separate ways, but Synoid on the chase, on Ace, who's got the most health, chipping away, looking for the stun off the shield, not going to find it. That's going to be on breakdown. So the shield is broken down, sorry, on cooldown is going to be the ability, hoping that Ace maybe runs into a little bit of trouble. Oh, and they are going to find the kill confirm. Darts live down at 5.
That was kind of a scary chase. I mean, there was a lot of confidence and great mobility there, but with one member just being so far away from the rest of them, you know, anything could happen. There could be a really unfortunate third party. But at this point, look at this. Diablo Friends, level 10, pretty much across the board. That is huge. And they're just going to keep taking advantages, the souls, the levels, everything. I think all the other teams have to start realizing, especially once they get closer, start to see the level of everybody, that somebody's got to deal with them.
What a great Earthshatter catches 3. As LDX Iceland back up, Choip now having to retreat as well. 1v4, nobody's going to win against those odds, I guess, unless you're Giant Chip Roll on a Brawl. I see you in chat. Interestingly, 3 of our new teams for this game, 3 teams who were seeded above everybody in the last lobby, by the way, are in our top 4. The only exclusion to that is LDX Iceland, who, of course, is our top team, who is still playing in Game 2 after Game 1, Chef. I love it when I'm right.
Hey, they're looking like a great team to me. They've been a whole lot less aggressive this time around, but right now they're going to run into the scariest team on the board, and a little bit of a split initiation, but not a lot of damage that actually mattered going onto LDX Iceland, so they're going to be able to regroup very well.
Terrifying position, though, for LDX Iceland to be in that corridor of death with the train, but I think that the corridor of death is going to come in the form of Diablo Friends, as elsewhere Average Duo Enjoyers and Hunting Tuna are both going after each other as well. So 2 individual fights popping off here, and the train, did the train get somebody? Yeah, they did. They got X-Retry. This has very much opened up the fight for LDX Iceland, but still, Synoid is running the show right now. Trutnax forced into the ultimate, gets away, and there is a revive tower to the east, but surely going to get chased down by Diablo Friends.
LDX Iceland was the team last game in the final circle that got killed by the train as well. So now both games in a row, they've had knocks at least from the train. That is hilarious.
Okay, looks like Hunting Tuna has fallen because, well, we don't see them on the map anymore. And we're not going to see Mika on the map anymore. Picked up the most wanted and was punished for it. And Trutnax now has a long, long way to go to find any other sort of most wanted or revive tower that is nowhere close to the 2 other surviving teams. A reminder that Diablo Friends, with both Armor Soul and XP Soul in pocket, that is why we see those level 10s. And that, boy, do they look pretty.
Yeah, Average Duo Enjoyers, though, they have managed to get up to that level 9, so it's very, very doable at this point. But, yeah, I mean, if you wanted to take every single advantage you could possibly have, the only thing more that you could even look for would maybe the last, max level shield on the side of Diablo Friends. They've got 3 out of 4, and that's honestly more than enough. They're already doing great. That was, like, kind of a mean nuke, almost, or was that yeah, no, that was their nuke, just to try and chase down the last member of all the Iceland, but now stuck in the middle of both teams. If you can get them to fight, you'll be great, but oh no, Kaiju grabbed, and that might be the end of all the Iceland. We're down to a 1v1 here.
Oh, but a massive punishment, but look at this, Choip with the flag! Unbelievable flag from Average Duo Enjoyers! No souls, no problem! That's 2 down, now looking for the 3rd and the 4th, or actually, is it just the 4th that survives? It's just Synoid! Average Duo Enjoyers shrugging off! What an incredible win!